So, a lot of people have been talking about
Pokemon Generation 8.
since the announcement of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. There are a lot of potential region ideas, such as South America and Brazil, Australia, or even England. But I have something different in mind. Southern Africa. So, I'm going to read your mind. What the hell are you talking about? Australia's way better. There are platypus, kangaroos, and koalas. Such good materials for Pokemon. To that, I say,
Nope. This is more creative.
I do have a reason for this, however, and this starts with a new series I like to call Toximon. A series in which I make a region, complete with towns, characters, and most importantly, Pokemon, in hopes that I can not only create a fleshed out story, but also potentially make a game based off this series. Today, I'll be walking through the 3 starters complete with time-lapse processes for each Pokemon, descriptions of each, and the real-world lore of the animals or objects that I've based them off of. So let's just get right into it. The grass starter is a very unique pick, and is very different from the norm, especially with all the normal animals you would typically think of when associating itself with an Africa-based region. This is Nature, the chirping Pokemon. It is a pure grass type, and you probably know what the final type is going to be. Nature is a carefree spirit, often not caring about what's going on. The leaf on its tail not only supplies it with a makeshift camouflage, by cloaking itself with trees and other leaves, but it also shows its vitality levels, such as if it is very sick, it'll start to wilt, and if it gets scared, it turns into an autumn color. Without further ado, here is the very terrible time lapse with my face cam for this little fellow. As for the animal itself, one might assume, hey, it's just a robin, or a canary, or a bird. And yes, you are right about one of those options. It is a bird. But the bird I based it after is actually something called the honey guide. The honey guide is a black, white, and beige bird, similar to the robin in size and stature, but the behaviors of this bird are very different. The reason I picked the honey guide is actually the culmination of the mythos and the current uses of the honey guide in Tanzania. As for the current uses, there is one specific function that the Hadza tribe utilizes the birds for: food. And since there is a lot of honey, surprisingly, in Tanzania, it makes sense on why it's called the honey guide. I mean, if you just think about it, it's kind of obvious why it's called the honey guide. As for the abilities, the obvious ability is Overgrow, but for the hidden ability, I settled on the most fitting ability: Honey Gather. I mean, if it's not Honey Gather, what would it be? Aerolate? I like Honey Gather better. Moving on, for the moveset, obviously Tackle, Defense Curl, Razor Leaf, Wing Attack, the works. But I would also like to implement some not so obvious moves, such as Leash Life, Takedown, and Mud Slap. As for the fire starter, Cat Flame not only delivers on coolness, but also cuteness. As a pure fire type, it prides itself on the manipulation of the flames. The hairs on Cat Flame's tail is actually highly combustible, and with a sharp snap of the tail, it can light up the surrounding area with ease. The smoke-like tufts on its tail are actually noxious, and we will extrapolate on that in its evolutions coming later down the line. The animal I chose for this is a baby cow, more specifically the Ankole Watsui, native to Central Africa and known for their huge horns. Why I did this was because of the mythos regarding cattle in the Maasai tribe. They have a sacred relationship with cows, and specifically cattle, and they are guided by a strong belief that God created cattle specifically for them and that they are the sole custodians of all cattle on earth. As for abilities, Blazes is given, but as for any hidden abilities, White Smoke is the best option. For moves, Tackle, Leer, Ember, Smoke Screen, and Rock Throw are pretty basic, but I was also thinking stuff like Horn Leech, Tail Slap, and Flame Burst. and maybe even later down the line once it evolves, Earth power. And lastly for this video, I'll be detailing the water starter. Ray Newt is a mischievous and conniving figure, often stealing bits of berries and other fruit. That little patch of liquid on his back is actually not water, but something infinitely more dangerous. It uses it as a weapon, and it can corrode through anything. We have not figured out what the substance is made out of because we are scared. We don't want our faces to get burned off. And if you want to see the process, look right here. I chose this animal in that this animal is typically used for medicinal purposes by the Sukuma tribe, called the Agame Mwanzai. I completely just butchered that name. I should be really ashamed. And for the abilities, Torrent and Motor Drive? That's an odd ability. But that might be foreshadowing in case you haven't figured it out yet. As for the Moveset Sample, there's Pound, Agility, Quick Attack, Bubble, Water Gun, Charge, Hypnosis, and Screech. So, that is it. That was the first episode of Toximon. How did you like it? I would very much like to continue this series, because not only does it allow me to do research on a cool new area that is very underrepresented, make new Pokemon, which has always been a dream of mine, but to also practice hard in the Pokemon style, and to make higher quality videos in my new editing softwares. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and to share this so I can get more exposure and get this video out to all the other people. And if you want your own Pokemon, hit me up on Twitter or email me inquiries to toxicquidemail@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.